Imagine this. It's the dead of night. The savannah is still, but somewhere in the darkness, a lion crouches low, its breath shallow, its eyes locked on the prey. The victim grazes peacefully, unaware until it's too late. That's exactly how the enemy works. The Bible warns us in 1 Peter 5:8, "Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour." But let's be honest, most of us aren't watching. Not really. We're distracted, overcommitted, emotionally exhausted. And that's when the attack happens, when we let our guard down. Let's talk about it. Your mind is the battlefield. Not your job, not your bank account, not your physical health. It all begins in the mind. Every destructive habit, every broken relationship, every self-sabotage. It didn't start with action, it started with a thought. Take Sarah, for example. She was a kind-hearted mom and teacher, active in her church. But she allowed tiny seeds of offense to take root, unspoken resentment toward her husband, comparison with other women, little complaints about her job. She never spoke them out loud, but those thoughts, they grew, they festered, and before long, Sarah was trapped in bitterness, isolated and spiritually numb. Why? Because she wasn't watching the gate of her mind. So what does it mean to be watchful? It's not just being alert. It's recognizing that your mind is a target, that every thought is either a soldier for your soul or a saboteur. Being watchful means you don't let any thought enter unchecked. If the thought doesn't align with truth, with love, with purpose, you capture it, confront it, and throw it out. And let's not forget, your words are weapons. That sarcastic joke, that passive-aggressive comment. They're not just harmless, they shape atmospheres. Scripture says, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. Every careless word is either building something beautiful or setting fire to it. Emotions, they're the Trojan horse. Unchecked anger opens doors. Jealousy warps your vision. Fear paralyzes your calling. You don't need to deny your emotions, but you do need to guard what they lead to. That's why watchfulness includes your emotional responses too. Don't let your feelings drive the train. Let truth be the engine. Even Jesus, God in human form, faced mental battles. Right after his baptism, the Spirit led him into the wilderness. And guess who showed up? The enemy. Not with fire, not with chains, but with ideas. If you're really the Son of God, turn these stones to bread. If you bow to me, I'll give you the kingdoms. It was all in the mind. And how did Jesus respond? Not with emotion, not with debate. He answered every lie with scripture. He spoke the word like a sword. That's what spiritual watchfulness looks like in action. Imagine a security guard at a museum filled with priceless art. He doesn't just sit there casually scrolling his phone. He's watching every door, every hallway, every shadow. Even when no one's around, he stays sharp. Why? Because he knows what he's protecting is valuable. Now think about this. Your mind is the museum. Your calling is the masterpiece. Will you guard it with the same intensity? Here are some practical ways to stay watchful. Start your morning with silence, not scrolling. Give God your first thoughts. Anchor your day before the noise. Write down your dominant thoughts. Are they fearful, proud, bitter? If you don't name them, you can't change them. Limit exposure to toxic content. What you feed your mind becomes the soundtrack of your soul. Speak truth out loud. Don't just think it. Declare it. There's power in your voice. Pray for discernment. Ask God daily. Show me what's sneaking in that shouldn't be here. Let me tell you about Marcus. He used to be impulsive, reacting out of anger, often regretting his words. But one day, after losing a friendship over something he said, he made a decision. He began journaling his thoughts and checking them against scripture. He started pausing before speaking, asking, "Is this building or destroying?" 6 months later, people noticed. His peace was unshakable. His words carried weight, and his faith stronger than ever. Why? Because he watched the gate of his mind and refused to let poison pass through. So here's the real question. What are you letting in? Are you guarding your thoughts? Or are you letting negativity camp out rent-free? Are your emotions in check? Or are they steering your decisions? Friend, your life is too valuable to leave unguarded. Your calling is too sacred to be sabotaged from the inside. Today, make a choice. Be watchful, be sober-minded, stand guard, because the battle isn't coming. It's already here, and it begins in your mind. Every decision you make, every word you speak, every relationship you build, they all begin with a thought. Your mind is the command center of your life. And like any high-security base, it must be guarded ruthlessly, intentionally, daily. Being watchful doesn't mean being fearful. It means being aware, awake, knowing that not every idea deserves your attention. Not every emotion deserves a reaction. Not every voice deserves a platform in your heart. When you guard your mind, you preserve your peace. When you filter your thoughts through truth, you protect your purpose. When you stay alert, the enemy loses his grip because his strongest weapon is your inattention. Let today be the shift, from passive to proactive, from careless to careful, from distracted to discerning. You weren't created to live in reaction. You were called to lead with revelation. So guard the gate. Your destiny is too precious to leave unprotected. Now it's your turn. What thought pattern do you need to confront today? Is there a lie you've believed for too long? Drop a comment below and share one area where you're choosing to be more watchful. Let's build a community that doesn't just scroll, but stands guard together.
Dip, 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 dip.